What's up, everybody? Welcome to the iSatori discussion on various proteins. So we're going to discuss, like I said, proteins, but also amino acids today and their importance and the different types. Now, let's break it down first. Is the protein is made up of amino acids. Your body, you eat protein. Protein is broken down into amino acids. Amino acids build muscle tissue. It's one of the components in muscle tissue. In muscle tissue, there's a very specific ratio of amino acids that are used to build muscle tissue. Now, different foods have different variations of amounts of each individual amino acids. And it's been said before where there's a calories in, calories out type thing. A protein is a protein, which would basically mean you could eat chicken all day long and then you would build just as much muscle as someone who ate chicken for one meal, tuna for another meal, tilapia for another meal, beef for another meal. That's their train of thought. But they found that it's actually not true. By actually blending different kinds of proteins, or protein combining, it's called, muscle synthesis has actually happened a lot easier and faster than if you're not combining them. And there's a few different types of actually protein supplements that you can use. Let me look at the list over here. Beef protein isolate. Now, beef is the closest amino acid profile to human muscle tissue that there is. Anybody who's ever eaten beef for a prolonged period of time, and some people would say it's not healthy. However, if you're taking a supplement that's beef protein, there's no saturated fat in it. But anyways, if you took beef for a long period of time, you would notice that these people gain mass faster. And a lot of people have said this, and I don't know why, but I gain muscle mass faster when I eat a lot of beef. And that's been a staple for years and years and years, and nobody really knew why. Well, that's why. The amino acids are the closest ratio. So when the body's actually trying to build muscle, it has all the materials that it needs just about to be able to build that muscle tissue fast. It doesn't have to take something from this, something from that, try to put them together and build muscle. Now, I'm saying these in very plain terms because it's easy to understand like this, and this is how I understand it very easily too. Beef protein is probably one of the best proteins in the market that there is, period. There's also whey protein isolate. We know that's supposed to be the purest whey protein that's out. Whey protein, of course, high in leucine, which is one of the amino acids that triggers muscle growth, one of the branched chain amino acids. It's also very soluble, tastes good, it's easy to mix. It's one of those proteins that have become the biggest sellers in the protein market to begin with because the purity is so good on them, and the mixability, everything on them in general of these whey protein products seems to be the top key for most of the big sellers. Whey protein concentrate. Now, there's different grades of whey protein concentrate and isolate. A whey protein concentrate, just because it's concentrated and not isolate, does not mean that it's a lesser grade. It's different. It has a different amino acid profile in it. It's just a different kind of protein. So now I think you're getting where I'm going with this. There's a micellar casein, which is from milk. And egg protein. Egg protein and milk protein were the first two protein powders to come on the market back in, man, I can't remember. It was probably the first one I ever tried was probably an egg protein. It was basically just tasted like raw eggs when you mixed it up. Then they started combining milk and egg protein. That was another big thing. They started putting it in weight gainers because the egg had a biological value higher than anything else that was out there food-wise. So they figured, hey, if we just do the egg, that would be great. What they didn't understand back then is the leucine content of whey protein and stuff like that could actually build muscle faster hadn't even been looked into at that point. So after those two came out, they started looking into other things, and whey protein finally came along, and there was like, after that they had combinations that you would see in different blends, and people were starting to wonder why. Why are there different blends? Why not just pick one? That's why. The more different kinds of protein you have, the different amino acid profiles in each gram of protein in those products are going to be combined. So let's say you just had all beef for a week. Now, certain aminos are going to be very high and certain ones are going to be very low compared to another one. Now, if you took in whey protein and added that to it, you'll have all the beef protein amino acids where they were, the whey protein amino acids now added. Now, some of those are going to be higher where the lower ones in the beef are. So now you're getting a more even distribution of amino acids to build muscle. Now let's say you now added an egg. Same thing. Things that are low in both of the whey and the beef now are high in the egg. So now you see how you're combining these foods to get the full effect, and it causes a synergy. The synergy is when you put all these parts together, they get a better result than one of them alone. And this has been going on for some years now, but the products that have the better quality, you'll see the better results, plain and simple. And they're combining these foods because they understand that it's like building a house. You need the materials to build a house. If you don't have the materials already set up on your lawn, the workers can come all day long. But if they're not there for them to build, let's say they're trying to build a wall in your house. Well, they have the sheetrock, they have the beams, but they don't have any nails. Well, that's exactly what's happening when you're just taking one source of protein and not really caring where your protein sources are coming. You're missing the nails to build the house. So I hope this was informative, and we'll be doing some more of these. Thank you very much. I'm Jerry Ward. This is the iSatori Informational Program, and we're out.